Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Spin Cycle, the show for short reviews of albums new and old. And today I will be talking about the new album from Body Count, Bloodlust, which was released on March 31st, 2017. Now, fair warning, this is a politically charged album, and I'm not going to shy away from that fact. Body Count formed in 1990 in Los Angeles, California by vocalist Ice-T and guitarist Ernie C. Both Ice-T and Ernie C found common interests in metal music while they were in high school. Now, while Ice-T started off with a rap career, Ernie C had more of an interest in rock and metal. His uncle introduced him to the genre, and he began teaching himself guitar at age 12. He even taught original Body Count member D-Rock how to play guitar. The band made their debut on Ice-T's solo album OG, Original Gangster, in 1991, and then in 1992 they released their self-titled debut album. They are categorically rap metal with thrash and groove metal elements in their music, and a little bit of punk early on. Body Count was a controversial album though, and the band has had some challenging moments early on, including a violent encounter at a show in Milan, Italy. But particularly the song Cop Killer caught the attention of a number of organizations and even the government, including then President George H.W. Bush. There were death threats leveled against Warner Brothers Music for producing the song. Now, despite Ice-T explaining the meaning behind the song, i.e. it was a criticism of police corruption, the controversy continued and they ultimately removed the song from the album. I remember doing a paper in high school about censorship in music, and this was one song that came up, as did another one of their tracks called KKK Bitch, which was a criticism of censorship advocate Tipper Gore. To this day, I am convinced that the controversy around Cop Killer, which was a legitimate criticism of police corruption, was racially motivated. Ice-T said that Arnold Schwarzenegger blew away dozens of cops in Terminator, but I don't hear anybody complaining about that. He also noted that there was anger over his song, but the Supreme Court had said that the KKK burning crosses was okay, so he said there was definitely a double standard. Their politically charged music continued throughout their career before and after their 2006 hiatus, especially with albums like Born Dead and Violent Demise. Controversy always followed this band. Now, they've gone through a number of lineup changes, though some of it came through tragedy. Both drummer Beatmaster V and guitarist D-Rock passed away for medical reasons. But Ice-T, Ernie C, and sampler/backing vocalist Sean E. Sean have been in the band since their inception in 1990. Ice-T has also been constantly working, as he is a series regular on Law & Order SVU since 2000. But after a hiatus, the band rejoined in 2009 to play on the Vans Warped Tour, and then they released their fifth album, Manslaughter, in 2012. So Bloodlust is the sixth studio album following 2012's Manslaughter. The album was released on Century Media Records. It features guest appearances from Dave Mustaine, Max Cavalera, and Randy Blythe. Included in the tracklist is a cover of Slayer's Raining Blood and Postmortem. The album was produced by Will Putney, who's done a number of metalcore albums recently. It really does not take long for this album to become pointedly political, but I also wouldn't expect anything less. It's also a lot heavier than we heard on the first Body Count album, and certainly a lot more intense. Some of the hip-hop elements have been lost over time. Now it's pretty much just metal. The guitar work is a lot of fun. It's almost more hardcore than groove metal at this point, and it does remind me of some of the punk influence in their early work, especially the drumming on this album. But Ernie C has not lost a step as a shredder, and he nails Raining Blood. I love Ice-T as an artist and as a teacher, but his age shows a little bit on this album. Lyrically, though, there is a lot to latch onto, though it can be uncomfortable, but then again, that's the point. It's supposed to be uncomfortable because it's supposed to make you think. The lyrics are also personal and real. The message of the album as a whole, though, cannot be ignored in a modern context, because they're still talking about the same subjects they did in the 1990s, which means very little has changed, which is just unfortunate and sad. My top 4 songs on the album are Civil War, which is a grinding opener with a guest appearance from Dave Mustaine, both in voice as well as on guitar. This Is Why We Ride, which is this powerful and melodic song with a really pertinent message. All Love Is Lost, this is definitely the crusher of the album because it has guest vocalist Max Cavalera and it's a crusher. And then No Lives Matter, which is a groovy track with a passionate and meaningful message. It's almost the spiritual successor to a song like Cop Killer. But my favorite track has to be Black Hoodie. It is a fantastic closer and an all-around powerful song, both the music and the lyrics. It's just a great song.
Got on my black hoodie, it's put up on my head. I didn't have a gun, so why am I dead? You didn't have to shoot me, and that's a known fact.
Overall, in 2017, this album shouldn't be necessary, but it is. Body Count has never shied away from calling out social issues and prevalent racism, and this isn't going to sit well with a lot of people, but that's exactly why they do it. That's why they ride, as it were. While it might not be as musically strong as some of their earlier work, it isn't short on brutal riffs and pointed lyrics. They still have a relevant message and a crushing sound to go with it. For that reason, it's hard not to get drawn into the intensity of the Body Count image. So my top 5 for the week are some of my favorite rap tracks. Yes, you heard me. And I know this is not rap, but I'm just going to point out some rap tracks. Me Against the World by Tupac featuring Dramacidal off of Me Against the World. That was just a fun rap track from Tupac. Gangsta's Paradise by Coolio, originally off the Dangerous Minds soundtrack. The mid-90s was definitely defined by this song, so it was a big one. Straight Outta Compton by NWA off of Straight Outta Compton. That's another one of those just iconic songs, especially early gangster rap. Straight Out the Gate by Tech N9ne featuring Kriz Kaliko and Serj Tankian off of Something Else. This one was a surprise because Serj Tankian was on it, but the song itself is just really strong and really powerful from Tech N9ne. And then Down 71 The Getaway by Bone Thugs and Harmony off E1999 Eternal. This is one of the more intense songs on the album, but it is just amazing. Let me know your thoughts on Body Count and especially what you think of the political message behind this album. And that does it for this episode of Spin Cycle, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye. Hey, you made it to the end of the video. Nice work. Good job. If you like what you saw, you can just go ahead and click that subscribe button for all videos past and future. You can also head over to my website and see all the other stuff that I do, including the books I've written. So go ahead, click stuff.